There is an awful familiarity about images from Somalia in recent days. Teenagers fighting each other in the streets of the capital, Mogadishu. Some were not even born the last time there were foreign forces here in scale in the early 90s. This time the foreign troops are from neighbouring Ethiopia, engaged on one side in a bitter war between Somalia's clans. There should have been a reconciliation conference last week, but now a ceasefire has broken down with hundreds more dead. Reconciliation will have to wait.
This is the worst time ever. This is the critical moment in our lives. So the international community has to positively respond to the humanitarian needs of the people. There is no food, no shelter, no water, no medicine, and people are dying every day. Children are dying every day. There is a kind of human tragedy in Mogadishu right now.
The rise of Asha Hagi Elmi at the head of a Somali women's movement is remarkable in this Islamic clan-based society. Her women's party is called the Sixth Clan, as she claims that women were not represented in the existing 5 clans. But they're part of a shadow political system sidelined by the fighting. These pictures were filmed abroad.
Had it not been for that identity, the Sixth Clan, Somali women will never had a chance to be part and parcel of the Somali political process. So thanks to that identity and thanks to that strategic thinking outside the box, which was the formation and the creation of our own identity as a women.
Somalia certainly needs some new thinking. Ethiopia has persuaded America to see this as part of their war on terror, because they thought the government they took on when they invaded Somalia had links to Al-Qaeda. Amid the chaos, America has even carried out its own air raids this year on suspected Al-Qaeda positions in southern Somalia. From colonial times and through the battles against communism in the Cold War, Africa has been a battlefield for proxy wars, other people's fights, spilling African blood, and now it's happening again. Ethiopia is licensed by America to take one side in what's effectively a clan-based civil war, because the other side is seen as Islamist and therefore beyond the reach of reason. Hanging the war on terror label onto all this conceals what is really going on.
People are using the war on terror as a pretext to attract a political support and financial support. And the reality is far from that. People who were killed in Mogadishu, the civilians, women and children, the innocent people, the elderly, are not terrorists. Yet, those who are really, killing them are again using that word of terrorists. We can call it a genocide. It is a genocide.
Amid the carnage in recent days, one woman was hit by a shell when she fled from a hospital in labour. Her husband was killed.
While they were on their way, another shell hit them, and the husband was killed. And the woman who was in labour lost her 2 legs. She was taken by other people who were on that road, and she gave birth. And unfortunately, she died. She died. Can we call that poor and innocent Somali mother a terrorist? No, she is not a terrorist. No, she is not a terrorist. And that is why I'm saying the international community has to look at this Somali crisis a different lens, a humanitarian lens. The Somali solution is very clear. We need a comprehensive political solution, and the proper vehicle for that is reconciliation, genuine, all-inclusive and serious reconciliation, dialogue, confidence building among the clans, trust building. We need all those positive, practical solutions.
And Asha Hagi Elmi believes that this dialogue would have to include the Islamic Courts Union, the group that Ethiopia and America believe are a front for Al-Qaeda. For now, that's hard to imagine happening.
There are a lot of obstacles in the way. One is the Ethiopian force presence in Somalia. We need the immediate withdrawal of that. We also need the immediate implementation of the Security Council resolution in order to save the dying Somali nation, in order to come out of this mess, and in order to form an all-inclusive, broad-based Somali government that will support its own people.
Do you think the world cares enough about Somalia?
I'm not sure about that. I'm not sure about that, because if the world cares enough about Somalia, they would have, they would have been quick and positive to the Somali political crisis. So I believe one of the main obstacles, which is on our way right now, is the lack of interest and, and care for the Somali people.
But for now, the world seems willing to look the other way as war worsens in Somalia.